All-Star third baseman and the voice of the Cubs on WGN Radio with Pat Hughes, Ron Santo.
What's it like being a part of Chicago Cubs history?
You know, I've been here all my life, almost over 50 years, so it's been wonderful. I've been very fortunate to come up when I was 20 years old in 1960, and my kids were born in Chicago, so it's been wonderful. I spent my whole career in Chicago, and that couldn't be anything better.
When I was 18 years old, I just signed with the Cubs. They had a rookie league camp in Scottsdale, Arizona. Roger Hornsby was our batting instructor. Roger Hornsby sat everybody out on these picnic benches, and he went down the first row, and he told everybody in that first row, you might as well go home, you won't get by AA ball. All I could say is, geez, I hope Roger tells me not to go home. And he came around, and he pointed to Billy, and he says, you could play in the big leagues right now. And I'm going, oh, please, dear Lord, please. And he said, and you can play in the big leagues right now. Well, I'll make a long story short. I was in the big leagues. Billy came up, and we have been together as teammates for over 2,000 games. And we're the only two that have played together in 2,000 games.
Santo was definitely one of the premier players of his era and one of baseball's all-time best third basemen. He was great with the bat and the glove. 9-time All-Star.
It's always a thrill to make the All-Star team and to play with such great ball players.
5-time Gold Glove Award winner.
When the ball is hit, you should be always moving forward on the ball. Never stay back on the ball and let the ball play you. You play the ball.
Santo was an Iron Man. He played with type 1 diabetes. He is a trooper.
He had diabetes, no one knew about it.
Hearing what he's done with his diabetes, I've gained a lot of respect for him. We will write one of the great travesties in baseball, and that is the absence of Ron Santo from the National Baseball Hall of Fame. He belongs in the Hall of Fame. Henry Williams and Ernie Banks, just like how they used to bat. Williams, Santo, and Banks. So don't call your legislator, don't call your congressman, call your sports writer and tell them to vote for Ron Santo and put him in the Hall of Fame where he belongs.
For what it's worth, Ron Santo just gained one more vote from the Veterans Committee.
Do you believe that Ron Santo belongs in the Hall of Fame?
I was a teammate of Ronnie's for 8 years. My dad behind me belongs in the Hall of Fame. He had great stats, great ball player on and off the field.
I feel with his stats and what he's done and contributed to the game, he deserves to be there off the field and on the field.
Ron definitely, I think, deserves to be in the Hall. He's the voice of the Cubs right now, and of course as a star player, read all that in, the body of work, and he certainly has Cubs blue flowing through his veins.
Absolutely, he should. No doubt about it. That man bleeds Cubby blue.
One of the most important players of our Cubs era has been Ron Santo. He's given his life, his soul. He should be in the Hall of Fame.
Of course, one of the best players Chicago Cubs have ever had.
Ron Santo's the best third baseman of his era. He should be in the Hall of Fame.
Underrated. This guy was a Gold Glove third baseman. You know, solid numbers throughout his career. During his era, he's probably the best third baseman. I think Santo should be in the Hall of Fame.
He's a 9-time All-Star, 5 Golden Gloves. He most definitely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
I grew up with the '69 Cubs, and at that day and age, the kind of things, stats he put on the books, the way he played and hustled, he should be Hall of Fame. Cubs Hall of Fame display. Ernie Banks, Billy Williams, Ryne Sandberg, and Fergie Jenkins, the 4 Cubs Hall of Famers. One piece here is all signed balls by those Hall of Famers, each with the Hall of Fame inscription on them. Now people have asked us, what about Ron Santo? Because some people come in thinking he's a Hall of Famer. We're already prepared with 5 ball holders so that when Ron is in, we can actually put one in.
Yes, I do believe he should be in the Hall of Fame. His numbers are better than several third basemen that are in today. I remember from the '69 Cubs, I was a huge fan back then, and he was the team captain. And
his records were equal or better to some of the third basemen that are already in Cooperstown. Third baseman, he was one of the best. He was a great fielder. He hit home runs. He was the leader of that team.
Well, I joined the Cub organization in 1966, and being a younger player at the age of 23 years old, there was always someone to look up to. We had 3 senior players, Ernie, Billy, and Ronnie. Ronnie was the team captain.
Number 10 belongs in the Hall of Fame. In fact, number 10 is my number 3rd fan amendment. Thou shalt help commit Ron Santo to the Hall of Fame.
I created an online petition to help Ron Santo get inducted into the Hall of Fame. It's my duty as a devoted baseball and Cubs fan to see justice served. I will submit the petition to all members of the Veterans Committee in Cooperstown, so I printed 10,000 promotion cards with the petition website link, and I'll pass out the cards around Wrigley Field. Now this is grassroots. If you want something done, you can't talk about it. You just have to do it. Clark Street Sports is going to help support Ron Santo to get into the Hall of Fame. Sports World supports Ron Santo to get into the Hall of Fame. All pro teams love you, Santo. They love you. Petition online, and I'll submit to the Veterans Committee and Ron Santo for the Hall of Fame. Sign a petition online, Ron Santo for the Hall of Fame. Ron Santo for the Hall of Fame. Online petition to get him into the Hall of Fame. Let's sign a petition online. Petition to get Ron Santo in the Hall of Fame. Let's go! Santo Hall of Fame. Good luck, Ronnie. Ronnie, you're number 1. Number 1.
Santo for the Hall of Fame.
True Hall of Famer, Ron Santo.
Hall of Famer, Ron Santo.
Hey, put number 10 in the Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame. Great defensive third baseman, Ron Santo, Hall of Fame. Respect. Santo, you true Hall of Famer. I believe it, baby. Go for it.
Go Ron. I love you. True Cub fan, Ron.
Ron Santo, number 10.
Best third baseman the Cubs ever had.
His numbers are far better than most of the third basemen that are in the Hall of Fame already.
I'm not a Cub fan, I'm more of a White Sox fan, being from the South Side, but he's a real gentleman and he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. I hope everybody joins me in voting for him.
I'm a huge Ron Santo fan. I've loved him since I was a little girl.
Our baseball club mission is Ron Santo. He should be in the Hall of Fame, there's no doubt about it.
Ron Santo is the greatest third baseman ever played for the Cubs. And Ronnie did it all, and he played how baseball is supposed to be played. And we love you, Ronnie. We love you. It's going to happen.
Santo, Santo, Hall of Fame. Santo, Hall of Fame. Santo should be included for the love of the game. He should be in the Hall of Fame. Me and you and the Hall of Fame for Ron Santo, his buddy Ronnie Wood.
Whenever the Cubs would win, Santo, of course, would be on third base. And he would run and click his heels, keep on running, click his heels, keep on running, click his heels. That was his way of showing everyone the Cubs had won.
Hi, I'm Gary Meyer from WGN Radio. In 2009, I started a campaign to get a statue for Ron Santo outside Wrigley Field. So I gathered about 20,000 signatures from listeners, and then the Cubs are going through an ownership change. So when the Ricketts family took over the Cubs, I gave them the signatures and said, listen, there is a groundswell here to get Ron a statue outside Wrigley. And they said that that would be a great idea. Their plan is to put a museum on the west side of the ballpark and put that statue in for Ron and some other Cubs greats. So that petition drive, I think, really made them feel, not that they didn't know that, but I think they really got the feeling from the fans that said, hey, he deserves a statue, so how about considering that? And I think the petitions, the 20,000 names, really inspired them to make sure they include him if they ever get that museum put together.
I asked Gary Meyer if he could put a link of my Santo Hall of Fame petition on his Get Ron Bronze petition official website to help support Ron Santo to get inducted into Cooperstown. Gary supported my campaign and had his promotions department at WGN Radio add a link of my campaign to his Get Ron Bronze webpage. Gary also signed my petition of Ron Santo for the Hall of Fame.
Jeff Idelson is the president of the Baseball Hall of Fame right now, and Jane Clark is the owner. I believe you'd have to probably petition those two individuals on a daily basis or a weekly basis to make sure that they understand what you're trying to do.
As per Fergie Jenkins' advice, I just submitted an email to the chairwoman Jane Clark and the president Jeff Idelson of the National Baseball Hall of Fame explaining the purpose of the Santo petition and asking them for information on the deadline dates and submission process for the petition. I submitted the Ron Santo Hall of Fame petition with signed signatures from baseball fans to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York. The Director of Communications from the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum sent me a letter confirming they have received the Ron Santo Hall of Fame petition and informed me that they will make the petition available to the Golden Era Committee, formerly known as the Veterans Committee, who will vote on the Golden Era candidates for the 2011 election ballot. Since Ron Santo was a Golden Era player, he will be on the Golden Era 2011 election ballot for possible inclusion for the Hall of Fame class of 2012.
This flag hanging there down the left field line means more to me than the Hall of Fame. That is my Hall of Fame.
I had the honor of meeting Cubs legend number 10 and personally telling him about the Hall of Fame petition I created to the Veterans Committee and will submit to Cooperstown. Ron Santo is a true Hall of Famer. He belongs in the Hall of Fame all day, no doubt about it. 2011, I'll come back and we're going to sign each one. Ron Santo is a 10 in my eyes. He has heart, a true baseball player and fan. Major League Baseball should be proud to have him represent baseball forever in the Hall of Fame.